And we're live! Welcome to episode 114 of the MailleWerX Chainmail Livestreams. I'm your host, Sean, and I run MailleWerX.com, where you can find all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. For real, go check it out. MailleWerX.com. Like the name of the stream.com. Alright, so let's see here. Gotta do the share real quick. Why's my phone making noise? I swear. I put... coffee call crap. How about making? How you doing, Barb? What's going on? What's new with you? How's your day? Alright, so what we got here is a failure to communicate. Wait, no. We've got this coffee cup that I've had for quite a long time with some elf weave that we're going to put on it. And we may... I'm making a coffee cup wrap peg. Or I'm trying. So, we started out this band in 16 gauge 1/4 inch bright aluminum rings from chain-reaction.ca. And we're gonna try and add some 16 gauge 5/16. See if that works. Let's see what Frank's looking at. What's going on over here? Alright, don't need any of that up. Alright, Frank, time to wake up, buddy. Did I get the jelly cube done? I got the jelly cube as done as it's gonna be for right now until I decide what I want to do with it. And either... And it's like... Here. Like, it's ridiculously awesome, right? So I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I'm either going to order more rings and make it much larger as like an ever-expanding project like my rubber band ball, or I'm gonna give it to my nephew, but I really don't want to now, or my son will steal it from me. I don't want him to do that. I might make another one. I haven't decided yet. Right? Like, I don't know how many of these I want to make. Not a lot, but it's ridiculously jiggly. They're the 18 gauge 1/8 rings. They're standard wire gauge from Chain Reaction. Wally LaCroix up in Canada there. It's a perfect... Okay, so I originally made this too small. And, Cinnabar advised me to keep going on it and see what happened, and sure enough, it just became a perfect jelly cube. It's like, it's awesome. So tonight what we're gonna try and do, now there's a couple things we can try here. We'll see if they work. Right? They might not. I don't know. I'm going to go from... Oh, we might find out very quickly if this is going to work or not. My first... The first thing I want to try is to go from elf weave to interwoven 4-in-1. In one sitting. But it's looking like... I don't know, this is getting really tight. You may not be able to do this. That doesn't look like it wants to sit right. It looks like it wants to pull rings apart. Try one more here. Yeah, okay, that tightened up real quick. So that's not going to work. So we'll add 16 gauge 5/16 rings in. I'm going to try an elf weave pattern. So from elf weave to bigger elf weave. Because what we've got to do is go around the base of this cup, right? If you look at, let's see here. Let's get rid of that. If you look at the profile of this cup, it goes fairly straightforward here and then widens out towards the bottom. So I want to try and flare out the elf weave by, I was going to try it with interwoven 4-in-1, but I'm going to try and flare it out with bigger rings. So we'll see how that works. It might not work at all. Might work perfectly, I don't know. It's kind of... It's similar to the wine bottle holster. So, if I had more ring sizes, I could just like graduate the ring sizes, right? These are pretty loose. They're looking like they're fitting nicely. This might not be an issue. Hey Rick, how you doing? It's going pretty good. We'll make this row and then we'll wrap it around the coffee cup and see where we're at. I'd like to go all the way down to the bottom of the base, right? Like it would be, how cool would it be, okay? To have these first 3 rows, 18 gauge, 16 gauge 1/4 inch, and then a row or 2 or 3 of 16 gauge 5/16 to let it expand out a little bit, and then like close it up right on the bottom with a row of 16 gauge 1/4 inch, right? Like just kind of balloon it out a little bit. We'll see. It's worth chasing. I like ridiculously over complex projects. Alright, so how was everyone's day today? I had a pretty good day. One of my patients wasn't home, so I gotta go visit him tomorrow. Which makes more work for tomorrow, but you know, I got my tax paperwork started. Right? That's the important thing, is I got like all the necessary paperwork to do my taxes. If you like overly complex projects, build a dragon. Are you challenging me? Is that a challenge? Take all the unused ring sizes I have down here. Make simple projects overly complex for the fun. Yeah, okay. I like simple projects. I like making simple projects overly complex. That's really how it should be worded. That's perfect. You found a new trance band to put in the MP3 player. Infected Mushroom. Productive. Got 2 JPL3 bracelets, and 4 keychains done. Sweet. What's going on, Wally? How you doing? Working with some of your rings here, buddy. Let's see if I can graduate this elf weave sheet down this coffee cup here. We'll see. Jeanette Ruth Gray Scholl says, like the stream. Thank you, Jeanette. There were no multi-million-dollar homes I got to go visit today. Not the worst thing in the world, but I'll get to go out and see the beautiful houses out in Wisconsin next week. All the rest of my patients were doing pretty fine, pretty well today. So I've got one patient who's in a motorcycle accident, and he's partially paralyzed and has some contractures, and he's been having a lot of problems lately. So we're getting everyone in there though. I went to go visit him, and there were me and 4 other people in there. You're one pink ring short of an earring. Remember touring several $1.5–2 million homes when you were in real estate? Nice. Yeah, these are all in a gated community. All very nice homes. Maybe one day. You only knew a supplier. Yeah. So it was a toss-up between this project and the rope weave project. I think that this one is closer to being done than the other one. The other one's going to take quite some time. And it's not like I'm just going to have to work on it randomly. I'm just making one insanely long full Persian chain that I'm going to weave into something on a hoop for a wall decoration. $1 million homes have $1 million bills that come with them. Yep. Yeah. I'm I'm hoping that that won't be a problem for me one day. Hopefully. I don't know, even if I had the money, I don't know if I'd buy $1 million home. Like, you can afford, yeah, okay, I may have $1 million to buy a house with, but like Wally said, $1 million bills, right? Like, do I really, I hate paying the ridiculously high tax rate where I'm at now. Do I want to pay a ridiculously high tax rate and deal with an HOA? No. Just buy 20 acres somewhere and put a trailer on it and live in that. Live stream from there. I I am a fairly simple human being. We might even put 2 trailers next to each other on it. Alright, come on. These... Graduating this elf weave sheet up to 16 gauge 5/16 seems to be going pretty well. It looks like it's gonna work pretty easily, right? I'm hoping it'll flare out enough to get around that bottom of this coffee cup. You can see it now, live from the back 40. That's right, nice. Well, maybe 3. Yeah, maybe 3 trailers, 1 specifically for chainmail. That's funny. Yep. If you hear the mooing during the live stream, that's just, you know, the cattle rolling by. Barb, guess what left the depot today? I'm gonna guess a train left the depot today. Speaking of train depots, if you're ever in Boise, Idaho, be sure to spit on the Federal Building downtown. There was a big hullabaloo back in the day about where the feds wanted to put their building, right? And it's downtown, and it's on a block that, as high as they built it, right? You used to be able to hang out at the old historical Boise, Idaho train depot and have this perfect view of the Capitol nestled against the foothills in Boise, right? And then the feds built their building downtown, and they stacked it up several stories high. And if you're looking at the downtown Capitol, right, the left half where this federal building is, completely ruins the view from the train depot. So if you're ever down there, you know, hock a loogie on it or something. Y'all seen how nicely this lays? Like, this is gonna... It's gonna be easy to integrate. And probably a couple rows of 16 gauge 5/16 to get over... to get over the bottom of the coffee cup where it balloons out. I don't know. I think this might be a good plan. We'll see. If I had I had one more ring size, which I have in steel, I don't have in aluminum, I would say that this would work out almost perfectly. Oh, I know. And the beauty, like, I could redo this in steel, but the beauty of this is that it's going to be way lighter than all of the rest of my bottle wraps or coffee cup wraps or anything. So, and if this doesn't work, we'll have to figure out another way to wrap it. I'm thinking we're gonna be okay. Making a mess. I gotta make sure I start this right. Okay. So just with this little bit, right? It's already starting to curve. I don't know if you can tell on camera. I hope it keeps that up. What's up, Justin? How you doing, buddy? Has your package arrived? I sent the chainmail wine bottle holster out. Got the package a few days ago. You are truly an artist. You'll send pics from Renfest soon. Sweet. That's awesome. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy it. If you ever have any problems with it, let me know. Waiting on the titanium chopsticks from Cinnabar. to get to my brother out in Japan. What the hell else did I send off? Oh, some shoes. Send out some shoes because I need a different size. Thank you for the like, Denise. Tell you about this jelly block? Alright. A chainmail jelly cube is layers of Japanese 4-in-1 woven on top of each other and to form a three-dimensional cube. Right? And it's very wiggly. Right? It's very very tactile. Fun little like chainmail toy to make. Juggle them. Probably play hacky sack with them. Just a cool little chainmail thing, you know, cool little project. It's my second tactile chainmail item. It's my second chainmail toy. Let me grab the first one. Are you guys ready for this? I give you dog turd sculpture. Jelly cube and dog turd sculpture. This is a piece of brass and bronze round mail that I made and tied it into a knot, and I would fold it over on itself like so, routinely. This is a nervous habit, right? Just kind of weave the rings through each other. Push the chain through itself. Right? And then fidgety jelly cube. Just kind of fun. Alright. So that's it. Those are the two things I've made that are like toys. Like not a like design piece or anything. Every sculptor has to start somewhere. Yep. I don't even remember when I made it. I made that so long ago. And it's brass and bronze, so it oxidizes quickly and gets very dirty. I did tumble it once. Doesn't seem to have done much good. You need a dog turd tutorial now. It's just a chain of round mail tied in a knot as tight as you can make it. It's $15. Download it from my website. That's all it's gonna say. The last thing I want to be known for is the creator of the chainmail dog turd tutorial. Not about as prestigious as guy that invented the pet rock. I'm glad you guys are amused. When it's not like cleaned up, and it just looks dirty, you know, you set it on the table somewhere, and from a few feet away you can't tell it's chainmail. It looks like a dog dropped a biscuit on the table. I think the big chainmail group got a big kick out of that one when I posted it in there. And I think what I had done is I'd put it through the tumbler and then posted that I had polished a turd. You got someone who made the pendant. Yeah, a chainmail schlong. Yeah. That one was pretty funny too. I saw several renditions of that. What is the ring size on the turd? 18 gauge 3/16 for round mail. Yeah, I mean, you can make anything you want in chainmail if you put your mind to it. Chainmail dog turds. What's going on here? Oh, I see. Put the ring here. All right, Justin, have a good one. You're welcome, man. Enjoy your wine bottle holster. May you carry many strong drink with it. It's in testing now. Nice. That's funny. Well, I mean, jelly cubes, chainmail dog turds, pendants, which are phallic shaped pendants. A lot of people make like hacky sacks. I'm sure there are many other, you know, just kind of fidget toys that you can make. There's a like a Mobius infinity bracelet thingy I saw someone make once. Like wraps in around on itself and never made a hacky sack. I do want to try. I don't play hacky sack. I think it would just be like a fun juggling ball thing. Infinity Rose. But you know, I mean, chainmail by itself is fun to touch. To just hold in your hand and feel and move around, and you know, why I make it. I do have we do have a family issue going on. My father-in-law is very sick, so for those of you who pray, please pray for my father-in-law. He is quite poorly. That is something going on, you know, at our house right now. He's gotta go into the hospital to get some stuff done. They're gonna check up on him. So hopefully we'll know more by tomorrow night, but one of those not too long to get a chance to see him again kind of things, you know. He's had cancer for multiple years and kind of expected, but still. Let's see if this like expands out at all on the coffee cup. I think it's going to. There may be something else like holding it back. May not flare out the way I want to, but the 16 gauge 5/16 elf weave is very loose, so I'm hoping another row or two will go all the way around the coffee cup. And then well, let's see. That's pulled tight. And sorry. Not trying to neglect the audience here, but let's see if I can make it so that you guys can see what I see. So it flares it out a little bit, right? Still got this big bump to go over. I don't know if we're going to be able to get all the way over that. I would need one more ring size to get it, at least one more. I think. I don't know. We'll have to just see how it goes. Renee Bottle has shared the stream. Thank you, Renee. So 16 gauge 3/8 would be very, it would be pretty skinny looking ring, a pretty skinny looking ring, right? I'm hoping Wally LaCroix has liked the stream. Thank you. Chainmail artist, we wing it like a boss. Yeah. I'm hoping that 16 gauge 5/16 elf weave is loose enough to go all the way down, and then we'll try and put a 16 gauge 1/4 inch edge on the bottom. We're gonna shoot for that, see how that goes. It would be awesome if we could get it to like balloon out perfectly, right? Without having to add some kind of contracture. You're gonna have to dig through some old boxes and see if you can find that bracelet I made you. Should do that. Let's see here. Hang on. Yeah, okay. Hi Jess, how you doing? Long time no see. For those of you that don't know, Jessica is also a friend of mine who was in Iraq with me. Only her last name was different, and so I was like very confused. It's like, who is this person whose name I'm not familiar with that is saying I made a bracelet for them? You know. You missed, Jessica, you missed Marburger earlier. He was in here hanging out. Tell you what, actually, Jess, you should. I'll trade you. You saw his comment? Okay. I'll trade you. You send me that bracelet and I'll send you something much nicer that I can make now, because I guarantee you that that is probably like smelly galvanized steel and not fit for making chainmail with, or wearing it as jewelry, or making jewelry out of it. I have much nicer materials now. So I'll trade you. You send me an old piece I made and I will send you a new one. Man. I figure that's fair. I will put it in with the galvanized chainmail shirt I made, so that it never sees the light of day again. You still have the shirt? Yeah, I have the shirt with all the chest hair stuck in it. It's in a box, never to see the light of day again. Really hard to not rip all your chest hair out when you put on a chainmail shirt. You know, unless you're smart and put, you know, wear a shirt underneath it, right? But, you know, being smart's not something I've been accused of often, so. Oh, man. Alright, Barb, have a good night. Hey, Rick, do you intentionally call Barb Bard? Like, is there an inside joke there I don't get? Or is that autocorrect? I was thinking like maybe you two knew each other outside this stream here and you joked about her name or something. Or is it that every time you say, you type her name, it autocorrects to Bard? I'm sure she knows what you mean. Yeah, you installed it one night and she got a kick out of it, so you just do it on purpose now. Ah, okay. Got it. That's much better than like it auto-correcting and misspelling her name every time. What's coming up? I got a lot of people to see tomorrow. Because my one patient wasn't at home. I have to go see him, right? And then I have to do my normal Friday people. So we're gonna have a busy day tomorrow. We get to mow the lawn. Okay, so it rained all day and part of yesterday. So if the lawn's dry by Saturday, go out and mow the lawn. Which makes me angry. Finish up my taxes, mow the lawn, got some house stuff I gotta do. Gotta get to it all. Right. Oh. That is, of course, you know, in between website work and app work and working on the Etsy store and all that fun stuff. Shh, don't let it know you're talking about it, it won't grow. That's what you try to do. Yeah. My neighbor's he's retired, and so he spends his time drinking beer in the garage with a couple of the other neighbors, and I don't know if he has like a scouting crew or something going on, but he will he will have one of his regular buddies come over and like drop off this half a lawnmower, you know, that doesn't work, that they found, you know, that's on the side of the road, that's been there for a year and a half, and him and his friends, they'll all get together and they'll start tearing the lawnmower apart and putting it back together, and then you know, next thing you know, they'll have it running. And I don't know how he advertises or whatever, if he like takes out a listing on Craigslist or something, but somebody will swing by and come buy a lawnmower off of him. He does it with snowblowers too. I mean, we're talking like the most busted ass snowblowers and lawnmowers that you've seen. And he gets them running. So he's always outside, starting his lawnmowers up. People come over, check out his lawnmowers. He's got a couple riders that he rides around the yard on. He's always out mowing his grass. I should just pay him to cut mine. Like, just, you know, I'll do the trimming and edge work and everything. And he can just come over with his rider. I'll pay him in beer. I might do that. The other option, I got the neighbor kid next door. He broke his arm not too long ago, but he should be healed up pretty good. So I'll be like, yeah, you know, some real good therapy for helping, you know, heal a broken arm is to mow my lawn. You know, if you guys would do that, find those old things and give them a weekend overhaul, yeah. Oh, you know what I gotta do? Speaking of like giving things a weekend overhaul, I have to clean my bike and get it out of the garage and go get an oil change. Which actually is probably something I'll just do myself this year. I have no idea how to change the oil on my bike, but if I can do it on a lawnmower and I can do it on a car, I'm pretty sure I can figure out a bike, right? Thus speaks the healthcare professional. Yeah, you know, I'm a nurse, buddy. It's a real good idea. Get some therapy on that arm there by pushing my lawnmower around. He's 12. You know what? I'd let him use the rider. You don't even need to push nothing. Just come over and ride my riding lawnmower around my yard and save me time and effort. I'll pay the 12-year-old in beer too. There we go. He can take that beer and give it to his mom or his dad and exchange it for cash. It'll be like a currency. And when I was living in Texas, right, I only ever had to mow the yard up until about June. Because June is when it gets too hot for the grass to grow down in San Antonio. It would just, if you're not like constantly watering it, even if you are constantly watering it, right, it's a ridiculous amount of watering. The grass burns out right about the end of June, or at least it did the 6 years I was in the house there, where I had to mow the lawn. So as soon as the end of June rolled around, like, I was done mowing the lawn, but maybe like one more time that year. We'll see. You're sure that paying the 12-year-old in beer will go over perfectly? I mean, it's Wisconsin. We've got like 49 of the top 50 drunkest cities in the world. So, which is like, okay, I like a good drink, you know, but the amount of drinking that goes on here is it's impressive, and it's kind of like, you know, like, what do all these people do with their lives, you know? Hopefully, with the advent of Uber and self-driving cars, you know, people will be safe while they're doing all their drinking. I don't know. Can self-driving cars drive in the snow? Does anybody know? Right? Like, that would be the biggest obstacle, right? Is if you went out to the bar with your self-driving car and then couldn't go home because... or your self-driving car couldn't work on the way home because it couldn't read the road or anything, right? Yeah. I don't know why I pulled out more rings. I was hoping to finish this row. Looking at the time, I don't know, I guess we can go a few more minutes. Come on, get in there. There you go. Now, okay, usually when I'm wrapping a coffee cup, I leave the bottom uncovered, because that's a part that like slides into your cup holder in your truck or your car or whatever, and you need that. You're not spilling coffee all over the place. But this already doesn't fit into a cup holder, right? Because of the wide bottom, like a standard cup holder, so I'm just gonna try and wrap the whole thing. You're out for the night, guys? All right, Wally, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out, man. Guys, if you don't know, Wally runs chain-reaction.ca, which is where all the rings for this jelly cube came from. These are the 18 gauge 1/8 SWG. SWG is standard wire gauge. I'm sure everybody in the audience knows that. They make a perfect jelly cube. Like, it doesn't get better than that. He also made all of the bright aluminum I've been working with recently. Once again, that is chain-reaction.ca. And if you are going to go over there and order something, use discount code MailleWerX10. MailleWerX, all lowercase, the numbers 10. And you'll get 10% off. How cool is that? Coupon and a show. Alright. I got a joke for you guys. You ready? Why are chickens important? Everybody say why. Calls? Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed that joke. Why? Yeah. Why are chickens important? Because. Oh, I should probably turn Frank back on while we finish this up here. Finish up this row, see what it looks like out on the coffee cup, and then we'll go from there. I gotta figure out. I'm trying to remember what there's a form that S corps have to fill out because of how they're taxed, to determine their tax obligation, and I just fill out a form where it's a pass-through tax obligation. So since I earn all the profits as income, it's taxed on my income. I think that's how it works, but there's some form you gotta fill out to do that. I'm sure it's in my tax paperwork from last year. I don't remember. But I got all my tax paperwork ready to go. So, since now that I have that, it's like the biggest part, getting all the receipts and everything together. And then fill out that form and then go to TurboTax and call it a day. And don't quote me on that. I am 1000% certain that I don't understand how any of it works. I just know that for some reason I need this form. At one point in time when I was building my business, I put it together so that I had an S-Corp, and should have just stayed as like a sole proprietary business. I really should have, but whatever. What if I can move back to that? Doesn't make sense. I would have to talk to a tax professional. It doesn't make sense, really, for me to be set up this way. Huh. You know, I'm beginning to think we won't need a third ring size for this. We'll see how it looks on the coffee cup once we're done here, but we'll see. I'm not going to say anything before we look at it. Right? Jinx myself. Alright, that's that. Let's see how we did. See, there's, okay. This is really how... Alright. There's still a lot of play in here, right? So I'm wondering if we start attaching it, right? Like, look, we can go one more row of 16 gauge 1/4 inch up here, it looks like, and then use another, looks like about another row of the 16 gauge 5/16, and then down to a row of 16 gauge 1/4 inch again. We might get away with this, guys. This might actually work. But there's a ton of, like, I'm trying to pull it as tight as possible, and there's a ton of play in here, right? Just enough to go over this edge here, right? We might get lucky. We'll see. You know? Knowing our luck, it'll end up like too loose or something. Ooh. Oh man. Okay, have you ever seen, it's like a cylindrical mirror, right? And then like around it, it has this weird line thing, but then you look upon the mirror and there's the picture of what's in the design. Now I want a cylindrical mirror just to like have chainmail stuff reflected in it. I'll have to find out where to get one. Put it on my, oh excuse me, put it on my Amazon wish list. All right, guys. So this appears to be working. Right? Like it's flaring out like we need it to. It's got room to flare out like we need it to. this might work. It'd be kind of cool if it does. Right? Nice little graduated elf sheet going on right here. Those of you who don't there's a ton of room in these 16 gauge 5/16 rings in this weave, which is kind of why I was kind of hoping the interwoven 4-in-1 would work. Looks great. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna get heading on here. Be sure to check out MailleWerX.com for all your chainmail themed apparel and accessory needs. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, then at the latest. What is today? Thursday? If not tomorrow, then at the latest Saturday. Oh,